you tell us about the supply chain? Now that we're in post-pandemic recovery, has that completely gone away, or are there still pockets that we still need to be aware of?
Yeah, to a great extent, this was the story for the last 2 years, and we have seen the congestion is pretty much revert back to the normalcy. And the normalcy means that you will see the congestions time to time cropping up, or the issues, whether it's related to the labor strike in the US West Coast, whether it's a Panama Canal water level, whether it's a weather-related disruption. But the disruption related to the COVID and related to the consumption boom that we have seen during the COVID era is certainly behind us. And that is in a way reflected into the freight rate normalization, probably much faster than what most of people hope for.
What's driving that recovery? Is it this whole e-commerce boom and people are spending more, so it's getting the freights going, it's getting the cargo moving?
I mean, it's to be honest, it differs from time to time, region to region. What we are witnessing now is a massive destocking going on in the US. So if you look at the US port-import data, they are down at about 20% year on year, but it is still holding up better than 2019 level. Similarly, we are seeing the normalization happening in the air cargo market as well. But probably expectation is that, as you rightly pointed out, probably the e-commerce at a slightly higher level, and probably reconfiguration of supply chain means that the logistics will be in demand because the supply chain will become more and more complex. But in terms of the overall volume, I think we are back to pre-COVID normal trend.
Parash, when you take a look back at what the world has been through COVID, right? A lot of people look at that and think, you know what? For airlines, for shippers, etc., this is probably the best thing that could have happened in terms of being a catalyst for the energy transition, right? Doing what they do, but in a cleaner fashion with cleaner fuels, etc. Is that true?
Yes and no. So we often say that shipping thrives amidst chaos. So the first part of the argument is bang on. They made the fortune in the last 2 years, which they didn't make in the last 20 years. But with respect to energy transition, I think probably everybody is talking about it. So there is a right intention. A lot of the listed companies are actually bringing forward their emission targets. But I mean, we hosted our transport conference 2 weeks back, and the overwhelming feedback from the corporates were that they need probably a stricter regulatory framework to create a level playing field at this point of time. Because when we look at the shipping, right, whether it's ammonia, methanol, or hydrogen, or LNG, all of these solutions in theory works. What we need is a scale, and what we need is affordable pricing. And for that, probably carbon tax is one of the way that everybody is talking about. But at this point of time, probably the regulators, or the IMO, which is the UN body which looks at the shipping emission, probably will have to take the lead.